we can come true.
I think the most important thing that any artist should remember if they want to get their work to move forward, and that is just the simple act of playing, of experimenting. I've found through working with different styles and different mediums that it has really opened me up to many different possibilities of working in different ways with my art. Art is just a big game of problem solving, really. You're given a white box, canvas, and then it's just a matter of laying down images in some way and making it work. And you're just problem solving. And try and be childlike. That's how I approach it when I come in the studio. It's like the adult switches off and the child comes to life, and it's like that fascination about, oh, what can I make today, or how can I push that forward that comes through. And it's not having that expectation of having to prove something or having to have something turn out right there and then, because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, you know, you'll be struggling with a painting and, you know, no matter what you do, it just doesn't work. Well, sometimes you just need to leave it, put it aside, start a new work, because what you learn in your future paintings can help in some of your previous paintings. And that's happened with me time and time again. I'll get so frustrated that I just can't seem to resolve a painting, and I'll just put it aside for a time and keep going, keep working, keep moving forward. And then I'll look at one of the paintings that I've got in the storeroom and think, ah, that's what it needs. So sometimes your future paintings help you finish your past paintings. I classify myself as an intuitive painter, meaning that, you know, I don't have a clear idea of what the work's about when I start. I just start working. And I know that doesn't work for a lot of people. A lot of people have to have a plan, they have to lay it out, you know, in a journal first, and then draw it up on the canvas, and then, you know, build up the work that way. And sure, that works for a lot of people, but for me, I just find it too conforming and too restricting. For me, I like the feeling of working on pure emotion and pure gut feelings, and that spontaneity of instant decisions. And it's a thin rope to walk on, because sometimes you can ruin a work by your quick decisions of what you think about the way it should go, and but that's the price you pay. Pretty much most of the time I'm happy with the majority of my decisions in which direction to take the work, and but I always see nothing as a mistake anyway, so even if I think that I may have ruined the painting, in many regards I haven't, because the good thing about painting is you can just paint over it. You can just keep adding another layer. That's why my work's good that way, because I do work in layers. So I can never really make a mistake. So I don't have that fear of being precious about the work, or having a feeling of, oh no, I'm going to ruin it. And that's important, to not have that fear, because if you have that fear, then that ultimately will break you as an artist. You should be painting without fear. I think we can become so easily influenced by other artists and other people, by reading art news or art magazines, and I mean, they all have their place and their importance, and it is great to see what other people are doing and build connections with other artists. I mean, it's happened for generations. Artists meet in cafes in the olden days and discussed art and politics and all of that. But at the same time, painting is very private, because really it's just with you and yourself. And you know, once you close the door of your studio, the only person that you can really talk to is yourself. I'm not meaning that in a crazy way, but and I think it's important to not be concerned with too much of what's happening outside your own art. I read magazines and stuff, but I try not to get caught up in what is hot and what, you know, who are the 100 top artists and where are the best galleries and etc. I mean, it's so easy to become intimidated by that. I mean, there's so many fantastic artists out there, and if you get caught up in that world of, oh, that top 100 artists, that means I'm not in the top 100 artists, so blah blah blah, or, you know, you don't need the pressure, is what I'm saying. So I try to focus on my little world, what's going on with me and my work, and I don't try and follow trends. I'm just passionate about what I'm doing, and I think that's important as an artist to remember. Is, sure, it's okay to look at that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, focus on what you do, whether it's regarded as hot or great or fantastic or not. Who cares what others think, really? Just be passionate about what you do and just keep doing it. If you're going to follow what everyone else is doing, then, you know, you might as well just pack it in, because honestly, that's not what it's about. Do I have a clear direction with where I'm going with my work? No, I don't. I come down to the studio every day and paint, or work in some other medium. You know, it's, even though I'm moving forward, I don't have a clear ending. I don't have a clear direction of where my work is heading. I'm sort of more focused on the now and what's going on right now, not about what's going to happen in the future or that. And I think that's important, because if you start thinking about things too much into the future of what could have, should have, would have been, then you can become quite miserable because, you know, you can only, I just think you should just focus on what you're doing now. You know, who knows? I could be still in the studio, in this room, in another 10-15 years time, still doing the same thing. Still creating artworks, living in this little white box, crowded little white box, painting. And I don't have a problem with that. It's great. It's my world here, and like I said, focus on what goes on just now. You will move forward, because if you're thinking about what could or should or would, like I said, then that's not really living in the, you know, you need to live in the now and just do it.
Because they are true, yeah. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have hope. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have hope. You know you got to be strong.